Yeah, I think it went really well. The boys played hard every game. We started out, I believe, 2-6 in Florida on our Florida trip, and finished 25-20 on the year. It was a fun team to coach, and I think we had a lot of freshmen out there that were learning how to play college baseball. And I actually think that they did really well for being a freshman team out there. We had a few sophomores that played on a daily basis, but 90% of our roster was freshman base. There were some teams in the past talked it but didn't really go after it. And these guys, these young men, actually, they were driven, and they got it done in the classroom, and they got it done on the field as well. So. Yeah. Well, we actually handed out a hustle award belt, and it was a hustle award for any athlete on the team that hustled a lot in practice, gave it all it's got in practice, or was a clutch player in that game, or what have you. In the beginning of the year, I actually gave it out to a certain athlete, and then from that point on, each athlete that earned that belt actually handed it out to the person on the team who they felt won that belt or earned that belt. We have 15 freshmen coming back, and probably 10 to 12 of those freshmen helped us every day this spring. So you bring them back with experience, and we have a really strong recruiting class coming in, 17 new players coming in next year. And I think that you mix those guys together, I think we got something pretty special to do next year. And I think we'll be in the top 4 in our region. What I love most is just teaching the athletes the game of baseball, and not just the game of baseball, but life lessons and stuff. I think our practice structure and how we go about that is getting them ready for the game mentally wise. I mean, go from being at a certain level when they first get here in the fall, and after their first year playing and coming back as sophomores, see them develop and grow. And to me, that's the beauty of it. And seeing them move on to 4-year schools, we've moved 70, 78, or 76 players on in the last 8 years to 4 years. So to me, that's the most rewarding part, seeing these young men develop into men and to see them grow. As far as the team overall, like I said, they were one bunch of guys, and I think for us to move forward, we're going to be in pretty good shape moving on. We have 15 freshmen coming back next year, and I think that's gonna put us where we need to be. So.
Went 3-11 in the conference. We started the year with 18 players and finished the year with 8. And it was a battle all year to compete. The guys that we finished the year with, kind of the core of our team, gave a consistently good effort. We had consistently good practices. The guys brought it to practice each day. They liked to play. They were able to compete, work hard in practice, regardless if they were disappointed in the night before or 2 nights before or whatever. They brought it to practice, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to do with the length of our season. I kind of convinced a referee this year to change a call, which this is my 44th year in coaching. I think that's the first time I've ever experienced that. Embrace change. That's the one constant that they're going to find in the rest of their lives. Things don't stay the way they are. They're going to change. The people who are the most successful are not the ones who fight change, resist change, complain about change, but those who embrace it and learn how to use it to their benefit, to their advantage. The best thing that I experienced was simply the people, the athletes who were serious about education and serious about basketball and wanted to work, those players were a joy, and there were a lot of them. Also, the people that make up this athletic department and work in this facility here, I think do a lot of great things behind the scenes. I felt like that trying to do their best for the students, for the athletes, was a common theme here. I just want to thank everyone involved for their work in supporting the team and the team itself for their efforts. And I want to wish everyone success, happiness, and whatever you choose. And I hope you can look back at your time at CLC as something that helped you, that was a good benefit to you. And once again, simply good luck to everyone.
I thought the season went pretty well. When you come from a year that we only won 6 games last year and won 15 this year, and at one point we're ranked 20th in the country, I think that this season was a success. Again, for second year in a row, we had injuries that really hurt us in the second half of the season. I think the way we hung together, to be a ranked team, it never happened in the history of the school, and to break into the top 20 was enormous, I think, for the program. I think it'll help us going forward. The first one I remember is when we were down to play Kankakee, who is one of the best teams in the area, in the country sometimes. And with 0.4 of a second, they called a foul on Kankakee, and had a freshman, Camille Cuevas, go to the line, hit 2, won the ball game for us. We've come a long way in a short period of time. 2 years ago, didn't have a program here. So to get 15 wins this year after winning 6 games last year, and like I said, attaining that national ranking, hopefully will be, a big step forward for this program. Oh, we have 2 players who are moving on, Hannah Ropok and Shay Erickson. Shay's going to play for a school in Indiana, and Hannah hopefully will walk on at Marquette University. And I think the 2 years they spent here have prepared them for good things going forward. What I love the most is that the kids that we had come in were really tight-knit. And when you have a team, some people can talk about having a team, but we had a team. People all hung together, played for each other, and I think that's been the best part of this experience. I think the one thing that I'd like to say to the players who are leaving the program, that you really helped us going forward. You were people that not only were good basketball players, but you were good people. And I know in Hannah Ropok's case, an excellent student, Shay Erickson came from a person who I would say, I have a saying that she could play basketball in a tuxedo, which means she wouldn't go to the basket very much her freshman year. But she knew that was something she had to get better with, got better this past season. And the returning players for next year, I think we have a bright future, and I want to thank them for making this a great experience.
Yeah, so anytime you don't win is definitely a bummer, especially when our expectation going into the season was to win. Coming off a high with our women's team last year, and then actually winning the conference title for the first time in 17, 18 years, it really kind of set the bar high for us. Ultimately, we survived the season, and looking forward to the next one. For the top moments that I remember this season is going to be Jeremy Wallace. This guy, something else. He put in the work in the offseason like he was supposed to. Was our Skyway champion, an individual, and came runner-up at the region race. On the women's side, we had a young lady that actually improved her 5K time over 6 minutes in 90 days. So truly a testament to what commitment will will get you. I think the funny story here, you'll hear it in the laughter in the room from these guys, but just one word: overtake. The cross country guys and girls, they'll definitely pick that one up and chuckle a little bit about it. But I think this goes back to what Coach Ace shared with us at the beginning of the season. He's been sharing with us every year from one of his colleagues. But always remember the 40% rule. When your mind says you're done, it's only at 40%. For you guys, the future is bright for you. There's nothing that you're not going to be able to overcome. And I really look forward to watching you guys grow. So it's been a great opportunity for me to be at the helm here for our men's and women's program. I love being able to give back to the community that I'm a part of. I love to be able to show the athletes that choose to come to CLC. But ultimately, there's more to being a student than just athletics. It's a lot about what opportunities present themselves after here. I think that's probably the most rewarding part is watching our athletes transfer somewhere else, do great things, whether it's on the field or off the field, it doesn't matter. They're doing great things and then finding their purpose and being able to come back and say, you know what, it's because of something that I learned here. I just wanted to say thank you guys for allowing us the opportunity to be part of your lives and watching you grow. It's been surreal, and I know at times we were tough on you, but I think ultimately we were fair and we held you accountable. And we really do hope that those lessons that you've learned here, the mistakes that you made here, you'll learn from and you'll grow from, and really be the best that you can be wherever you decide to go, wherever the road takes you. So for that, thank you, appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Triumphant in a single word. It was a great season. We met both of our big goals. Each year we have 2 goals: to win the conference championship, which we did. We were able to defend our title, which was great. And we also qualified for the national tournament as a team. This team is great in that 2 or 3 of them all went to the same high school, and so they came in, with already that camaraderie and the friendship. And then they also took, the freshmen coming in like under their wing, and they all got along so great. It was really a joy to be able to coach them. So one thing that I think is worth mentioning, previously at the regional tournament, the all-time record that lasted decades was a 901 as a team, and we shot at 899. So we actually broke that record. That is historic. Statistically speaking, looking at those numbers, on paper is the best team in CLC history. So what they accomplished there was just awesome. Starting to recruit some of these better players, it really gets our name on the map, and not only defending the conference title like we did, but qualifying for nationals. I mean, that really puts our name out there on the national level. So I think we're set up well for the future. I would tell them that they have, it seems like they have very bright futures. I mean, they're all really good guys. They're good on the course, but a lot of them have showed that they're even better in the classroom, which is what we really want. I would tell them, don't ever lose your love for the game. Once you get out of the competition stage, make sure you really, really have fun with it. But it's a game for a lifetime, so keep playing golf and keep loving it. The resources that we have and the support, offered through Nick, our AD, and all the athletic staff here is just great. I've loved, taking this program and turning it into a championship one, and building these teams that can compete, at a higher level. So I've loved it.
I know Coach Gentry talks a lot with his men's soccer team that there's a lot bigger things in life than soccer. And he's living that right now as he and his family navigate through a family tragedy. And so we certainly respect the family's privacy and everything else. And we share our regrets and condolences with him as him and his family navigate through some tough times. So I know he wanted me to send his regrets for not being able to be here tonight and participate in this video. So the 2018 men's soccer team really saw success that CLC hasn't seen in many years. And overall, we finished with a 7-7-3 record. So you can tell there's 3 ties there that really could have gone either way. All 3 ties were double overtime games where we had to end the match after 2 full double overtimes, a lot of soccer played, and ultimately ended in a draw. So to offer some perspective on the success of this season, this team had as many wins as the last 5 years, or last 5 teams combined in the Skyway Conference. It's just an incredible statistic when you think about where the program started and where it's become this year, and the job that Coach Gentry and his student athletes have done to elevate the program competitively. Since 2011, this is the best conference record we've had, and certainly the first winning season or above 500 record we've had in many years, dating back in our history. This year, the team has, from the fall 2017 season to the fall 2018 season, our men's soccer team has improved their team GPA by almost a full grade point, which is just an incredible accomplishment to do in 1 year. I think it's a testament to the type of culture that Coach Gentry and the staff have put in, but most importantly, I think it's a big testament to our student athletes to buying into what's really important and putting their time and energy in the right places. So we're extremely proud of their performance in the classroom, which is carried over onto the field as well. As an observer, one of the big things I'm proud of watching this men's soccer team compete is how hard and the teamwork they have, and discipline, and their approach to competing really tough. But at the same time, being good sports and playing it the right way, and with integrity and sportsmanship and all that. I think that unfortunately that's been really unique in our conference and region, but I can honestly tell you from observing everything that CLC, if there was a sportsmanship award out there, we would win it. And that's not to say that we're soft or don't play hard or don't compete. We give everything we got, but we compete the right way. So I'm really proud of this team. I think the 2019 season is looking very bright, both academically and athletically. We've got 8 sophomores on the team this year that have done a tremendous job of changing the culture of the program and the trajectory of the program with Coach Gentry's leadership and all that. But they really did all the heavy lifting for changing how this program is going to evolve and the things it's going to accomplish in the future. We're very optimistic about that. To all the freshmen that did all the right things this year and prepared yourself getting through your freshman season. I know you guys are going to do a fantastic job as sophomores, both academically and athletically, and to bring along our new incoming freshmen to do even better next year. And that's the expectation, and I am pretty confident that we're going to accomplish that both in the academics and athletic side of things. So I just want to say congratulations to the 2018 Lancer men's soccer team. It's been a pleasure, and the best of luck to you that are moving on. And for the freshmen coming back, we can't wait to keep working with you.
Bit of a roller coaster. It started slow, picked up a lot of steam, and then kind of slowed down at the end there. But it just left us with a lot to look forward to in the fall. Just them enjoying each other's company and getting up in the middle of a restaurant and dancing. And I think that was the game where we actually lost 5-4 to Elmhurst, or girls had tried their best. And by the time we got some food, They forgot about the result of the game and just were enjoying each other's company. And for the most part of the season, that was the norm. I thought that even though I knew throughout the season we were pretty good, it was when we would compete against the top teams in our region, especially the top 2 teams in our region, that really kind of surprised me. Not a lot, but a little bit, that we were able to handle the pressure. But it was good to see, especially for the future, where we're at. There's a number of things. Academics are still very important. Creating a schedule and sticking to it, getting to practice on time, and I think the team knows what they need to do for the future, soccer-wise. As much training as we can squeeze in, along with all the other things they have going on in their lives. It takes a lot of dedication to be able to set accomplishments or set goals for yourself and be able to accomplish them one by one. Meeting people has been my favorite thing. Actually reminds me of one of the stories, one of our away games. We played a game where we were trying to, everybody had to write kind of a paragraph or a story about themselves. And then I read them all, and the team had to guess which story belonged to them. So just a great way to kind of break the ice and get to know each other. It's just another great memory from the season. And I think that's what I've enjoyed in my first year, is just getting to know all these new people. A couple of people that I'll continue to know, and be able to help them, and they can help me, and learn from each other for a long time. A lot of fun for me in my first year, getting to know everybody and just seeing what we'd be able to do in this region. I've had players that have come with me to watch recruits. I've had players meet recruits here at CLC. So I really think we have a team that is really itching to have success next fall and start a new tradition of CLC being the best women's soccer program.
The characters really truly revealed from this team, and they battled and got better and better, and we won some big games, and we're right in a lot of other close ones, and finished right in the middle of the conference, which they had never thought was possible early on, which is a testament to our ladies. We had many ladies playing out of position, and some were asked to do things that they've never done before on the softball field. So I can make a really long list of ladies that never pitched before and embraced that role and went out there, as challenging as it was, or whatever position it may be. I think we got continually reminded about great sports moments. I was continually inspired by them, and I know Coach Cox feels the same. The team could have approached the season a lot differently than they did. Thankfully, they didn't. They chose the right path, and they played hard. They competed, and we did a lot better than we ever thought we would have. And, that's definitely helped us in recruiting, and just the experience that these young ladies have had, and how they approached their work and had fun with it, most importantly, because it's really to give up and feel sorry for yourself, but this team didn't do that. So I think that coach that you're talking about that's building a program, they're going to tell you about culture first and foremost. And I think we established a very good culture this year. It's obviously very bright, and I think when you go through life, you're dealt with a lot of adversity, and how you respond is really going to truly reveal your character. And they experienced that this year. And many, many moments we had opportunities for character, good or bad, to reveal itself. And I'm proud to say that the good far outweigh the bad. And these ladies, I'd go to battle with them any day of the week. And they've got very, very bright futures ahead of them, whatever path they choose. what I love about CLC and our athletics programs is the opportunities that we give to our students. We're unique in a lot of ways, and we give anybody that wants an opportunity can come study here and be a student, and we give students that may have never had an opportunity to compete at the collegiate level an opportunity to do that here as well. I'm motivated personally by our students. I love working with them, especially this softball team. I know that Coach Cox deserves a lot of credit this year as our assistant coach, but he really elevated as our top softball mind and coached third base for us. And I know our ladies really respect John. He's not a man of many words, but his actions speak for themselves, and he's one of the most caring and genuine people I've been around. So we're very lucky to have him as a part of our program, and for him to, just like our young ladies had to do, embrace a new role, expanded role with our team, and never quit on our young ladies, never quit on the program. And he's been with us for 20 plus years, and he's just as passionate, if not more, than he was on day one. So aside from my things, I think John deserves a lot of credit, and we can't thank him enough for his service to our team and athletes.
This year's men's tennis season had a great ending in the fact that we qualified for the national tournament by finishing second in the NCAA and NJCAA Division I regional tournament. We finished second. The first place team was Prairie State. They've got an outstanding team that they won going away, but we prevailed by being second and second best play team in the region, and very proud of that. The kids worked very hard and did a great job. We had only 2 veterans who provided lots of veteran leadership, but we had mostly newcomers, and that means that they were going through this process for the first time, and they responded well. And obviously at the end came out really on top by finishing second in regional. Well, no doubt the highlight was finishing second at regionals. There were some great matches. Our number 1 doubles team won in a match tiebreak in their semifinals, and that was a great victory for them. Having Gunnar Verdi come in and play number 6 singles and number 3 doubles for us, and winning 3 out of 5 matches was outstanding. Did a great job. Well, I think that this year's group continue to set high standards. This is fortunately the 3rd year in a row that the men have qualified their team for the nationals, and they've set that as a standard that I think they want other teams to try to live up to. So they've done a good job. Well, I think one of the things we try to emphasize is how important academics are. And so hopefully they're all going to do academically well here at College of Lake County, that they're going to earn a degree and go on to a 4-year university. Hopefully a lot of them will continue on to play tennis and do well with that. So I think the future for all these players is bright, both academically and tennis-wise. Our men's team this year worked hard. They came in the fall practicing with the women who were in their competitive season. They continued to work hard in the fall. They worked hard in the winter. They improved, they got better, and I think that they showed how good they can be. They did a great job in our dual meet season, only losing 2 matches, but then they came back and finished in the top 2 in the regional and showed that they could really pull together at the end and play their very best tennis at the end, and they did that. I'm very proud of the fact that they did that. Well, women had an outstanding season this fall. They were regional champions, obviously a great accomplishment. We did lose a dual meet in the fall, so we weren't undefeated. Unfortunately, weren't conference champions this year, but they did win regionals, and so therefore they qualified their whole team for the national tournament down in Texas this spring. Our women's team was unique in a couple aspects. One was the addition of an assistant coach. This year, Betsy Poggensie did a great job, coached our players in the last match of the regional and helped us win that regional championship. It was great having Betsy on board. It was also unique in that we had 3 veteran sophomore players, Shauna Henderson did a great job at number 1 singles, Sydney at number 2 singles, and Gabby Diaz at number 3. Those returning players were great. We had 4 incoming freshmen come in who made great contributions to our team. Gabby Palm at number 4 singles, Grace Marino at number 5 singles, Keely Mulcahy at number 6 singles, and Andrea Morales, who came in and joined as was an outstanding 7th player for us this year. So those incoming freshmen not only contributed a great deal this year, but I'm confident are going to be a big part of our team next year as sophomores. No doubt one of them obviously was the fact that we won the team as regional champions. It came down to the last match of the regional, and we won it in a very heroic close match, 11-9 in the tiebreaker to move a half point ahead of Wabanzi, and that was a great excitement and great part of the year. Hopefully our outgoing seniors have set a standard of play that by Shauna winning the regional in singles 2 years in a row, and Sydney qualifying for the nationals 2 years in a row, and Gabby helped leading the team to the regional championship. Our 2 Gabbies, Gabby Diaz and Gabby Palm, the clinching match to have us win first place in regionals. Hopefully those strong traditions of hard work and effort are going to be something that'll stick with the program for years to come. One of the challenges of a sport like tennis, it's somewhat of an individual sport that you compete as an individual or 2 players in doubles. But when a group of young women, in this case, or young men come together and they all work hard and they all make a supreme effort, then as a team, they're going to have success. And this year's team required everyone to perform well in the regional tournament. You couldn't just take 1 player or 2 players. Every player made great contributions. In this year's team, I think that was certainly the case.
We feel the girls played really hard all season, very competitive. And some of the things we always talked about was that there's only certain things you can control. Is that we can control our attitude, being positive, giving out effort, hustle, always being competitive, and being what we call teamness, being together as a team all the time. And I think we really were successful at doing that this season. The main thing, this was the first year I think that we ever had a team without a true setter. So what we did was we actually had 2 girls volunteer to step up to fill the role. And they took on that role, and due to their hard work and their dedication to fulfilling that role, I think they did a great job in helping our team be successful. We were playing Trinity University, 4-year school. We had lost the first set, and the sports announcer, Kent Korth, all of a sudden started playing a Neil Diamond song, Sweet Caroline. And the girls just started busting out during the changeover, going into our 3rd set, singing and just having a blast singing the song. And I think what it did, it showed their bondness, or their teamness, togetherness. Some of the things are the coaching staff. Love working with the other coaches, the staff here from Nick, Heath, Cindy, all the personnel here that are in the PE center. They're always trying to help us out in any way they can. There's always the continual progress of upgrading facilities, making everything, the programs better for all the sports. The other thing is that the players themselves, we love coaching. We want to see these kids succeed, not only on the court, but in the classroom. We want them to have fun also. We want them to compete as hard as they can. But if they're enjoying the experience too, I think that's been great. And I think that's what we're trying to bring out for them. Just again, I think this team was a great team to coach. I think they did bond well, not only on the court, but outside. I think they've become better and better friends. I really think they're going to do well in their futures. If they continue playing volleyball, I think they're going to do well. If they decide just to focus on their studies and do it into their careers, I think all of them have a mindset that they're going to, focus on what they want to do and really go for their goals. So I think it's been a good group.